Hey guys,
Hi.
welcome back. On today's exciting installment of Cinderella Eats, I have Lauren, my favorite person to eat with, and
I do a really good job at that.
yes, you are my favorite person to eat with by far because you get as into it as I do.
It's the best part of my day.
So we have from a very local place, local to Charleston. I don't know if you guys have heard of the Tattooed Moose. It's been on Dine-ins, drive-ins, diners and dives or whatever that guy's show is. Yeah, they've been featured on that, but it's a really good like bar food type place. So I have,
it smells so good.
yes,
oh my God.
the Thanksgiving sandwich, which is like turkey and stuffing and bacon, and then it comes with fantastic gravy to dip in, and then duck fat fries. And Lauren, what are you dining on today?
I have the duck club. It's duck confit on like a sandwich with some tomatoes, lettuce, and some really delicious special sauce. I don't even know what's in the sauce, but I don't care. It's so good. And I also have duck fat fries.
I'm so excited. Wait, let me get us napkins. Here we go. I am so excited. Let's dig in with some fries as an appetizer.
I have to use the sauce for this. That's how it's meant to be designed.
It comes with a garlic aioli.
That's what the sauce is. Thank you. I don't even know what I'm eating. I just know it's good.
Oh my gosh, so good.
That stuff is awesome. It's garlicky, but it's not like so heavy that it's too much.
All right. You know what's really good too? Is dipping the fries in the gravy.
In the gravy? Interesting.
Which I'll put that in here if you would also like to share.
Do you want my pickles? I don't like pickles.
I'll take your pickles.
That's for you.
Okay guys, as you see, we have re-angled you so you could better see our food. Okay, I'm going to take a bite of my sandwich, but I'm going to show you guys the deliciousness that is the Thanksgiving Sammy. Look at that beauty.
The difficulty with this restaurant is not that it's not amazing, because it is, but the sandwiches are very messy
so hard
to eat.
Yeah.
Because it's so packed. So mine has cheese and bacon on it as well. It's a double-decker sandwich. So if you look at it closer, you can see there's an extra slice of bread in there. So it's quite a bit of food, but I'm not intimidated. I can do it.
It's so good.
I have to just take this out because it's gonna fall out
This duck
anyway.
club that you ordered, I think it's won like some kinds of awards or something.
Yeah, it's called like Mike's Famous Duck Club on the menu.
It's like
it's their signature dish. Yeah, it's their signature sandwich. I would say it's what they're known for, probably. It's so good.
I know, it is really tasty. But I was feeling this today.
I didn't even know I liked duck until I had the sandwich.
Yeah, it's always good to have variety in a mukbang. This is like, I'm trying so hard to like dip this as cleanly as possible.
It's so messy. It's very difficult. Nobody will judge you if you get it everywhere. How do I even approach this? Okay.
I know, right? That's like the theme of their sandwiches is like, how do I even start to eat this? All right, so what is new in your life, Lauren? Give me some tea.
I wish I had some cool tea. I'm going to a concert next week, which I'm very excited about. I'm gonna go see Fleetwood Mac.
That's correct.
So I'm very, very pumped. It's like all I've been thinking about lately. I was listening to the Rumors album in the shower this morning. I need to go shopping, so hopefully you and I can find a cute outfit. And other than that, oh, one of my friends recently asked me to be a bridesmaid in her wedding. So I'm very excited. It's a little stressful though, because her wedding is on October 26th and my other friend's wedding is on October 19th. So I have two weddings 1 week apart, and I'm a bridesmaid in both of them.
My cousin's getting married October 19th.
Weird.
That's gonna be an interesting month for you.
You're telling me.
Have you ever seen that movie 27 Dresses?
That's my life. No, it's not really. I've only been a bridesmaid once before. Well, technically twice, but I didn't actually. The wedding was like a whole different situation, but so I have one bridesmaid's dress like hanging in a closet. So I haven't reached her status yet with 27, but I'll have 3 by October.
There you go. I've never been a bridesmaid because none of my like girlfriends have gotten married yet. no one close enough to have asked me to be a bridesmaid. I have, however, been an honorary groomsman.
Have you really?
Mm-hmm.
That's so funny. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Did you wear a suit?
I did wear all black, though.
Oh, that's cool. See, I would love if I had like a cool friend that would ask me to do that. I would do it. That sounds so fun.
My good
weddings.
friend Mike, he got married 2 years ago. It was when I was still in college. And our friend Gabs and I, we were all really close in high school. And my friend Gabby, who you guys have seen before, we flew out to Ohio where he was getting married. And
Oh, I think you told me this.
His honorary groomsmen.
That's very cool.
That was a fun wedding.
Yeah, I'm excited about this. So the one that's on the 19th is in Columbia, and then the one that's on the 26th is in Rock Hill, which is right by where my parents live, so I'm just going to stay with them for the weekend for that one. But I have to buy 2 bridesmaids dresses, I have to go to 2 bachelorette parties, and I have to go to 2 weddings, and I'm just like very overwhelmed.
That sounds exhausting.
No, I'm super excited for it because I'm very happy for both of them, and I'm like, I love weddings, so this is fun for me. I'm just like, oh my god, where do I start? Like, I don't have that much time. I'm trying to figure it all out. But I'm very excited about that.
I know what you mean. My cousin's getting married in October!
Yay!
Shouts out Joe and Marissa. No, but it's funny. So my cousin has, he's my age, but he's been dating this girl since literally 8th grade.
Really?
And they've been like a little off and on, but like it's always been like very steadily the 2 of them.
That's so sweet.
It's really sweet.
I love that. I love stories of people who've been together for like since forever. One of my best friends in the world, her and her husband, they met, I want to say they met in middle school. I don't know if they started dating in middle school or if they started dating in high school, but they've been together I think for almost 9 years and have been married for 2. And they're just the cutest couple you'll ever see in your life.
That's so
I love
sweet.
them.
I love like how we met stories and stuff like that. Alright.
I'm trying not to talk with my mouth full.
I can appreciate and relate. But I have a funny how we met story of my parents. Have I ever told you how my parents met?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, my parents went to a really conservative Catholic university, and in one of their, they had like a class together, but they had never really talked to each other.
Jersey?
This was in actually Ohio. So my dad was from New Jersey, and then when they got married, they moved back there.
Okay.
And put down their roots. But anyway, they met in Ohio in school, and so they had seen each other around. They'd never really talked, but they were kind of interested in each other. And my dad, I think, was more so interested in my mom, from what it sounds like. But
that's cute, though.
in one of the common areas, there was a video about being pro-life and what it means. And my dad was standing in front of it, and he had a sneezing fit. My dad gets these horrible sneezing fits, so he's sneezing like repeatedly, and then his face gets red and his eyes water. So he had just wrapped up having a sneezing fit in front of this video. And my mom walks in and sees him standing in front of the TV and sees him with his face red and his eyes watering. And she thought, oh my god, he's so sensitive. Like, he's so moved by this video. So she goes up to him and she's like, excuse me, like, are you okay? Do you want me to walk you to class? And he like puts 2 and 2 together and was like, you know what, yeah, I would really like that. That's how my parents met.
That's hilarious.
Isn't that so? And it's very much like, you don't know my dad, but like, it's very much something my dad would do.
My parents, as far as I know, their how they met story is kind of normal. But my mom was previously married, so she already had my sister, and her friend was dating my dad's friend, and so they got introduced by them. And it's actually, there is a funny element to it. I forgot about this part, but they met for the first time in like a shopping mall. I think they were all like, let's just go out together. Like we'll hang out in the mall a little bit. She brought my sister, who I think was around probably, oh gosh, at that time they got married in 91. She was probably like 5 or 6 maybe at the time. And my dad got to meet her, and they were hanging out, and then my grandma, my grandpa, and then my great-grandmother all happened to be in the mall at the same time and ran into them on their so-called like first date. And she was like, oh my God, this man just brought his entire family to our first date. Like, what do I do? But it was completely unplanned. Like, they weren't supposed to be there. They just happened to be at the same mall at the same time. And it was really awkward for my dad, but my mom didn't seem to care apparently. But he had asked her to marry him a couple of times and she said no more than once. And then eventually,
he wore her down.
Yeah, eventually he wore her down.
Romance wins.
Which I know is so funny. So thankfully I'm here now to commemorate that, I guess. Otherwise, I'd be off in the wind somewhere.
That's so funny. That's so funny.
I know.
It's funny too, the culture of marriage and getting married, you know, younger versus a little bit later in life, in the North and in the South.
Oh my God, you're so right. It's a huge difference.
It's so different. So, I grew up in New Jersey. Lauren, I think it would be safe to say that you grew up kind of down here, right? Like your later life? Or, because you...
I mean, for the most part, I moved to South Carolina when I was 13.
Okay.
So I lived my entire life, I was raised in Long Island.
Okay.
So I'm a New Yorker. Like, I don't call myself anything other than that. My mom actually for Christmas got me a sweatshirt that said, it has the state of South Carolina on the sweatshirt, but inside the silhouette of the state is the New York flag. And it says made in New York with genuine parts. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll have this sweatshirt now. But yeah, so I don't claim South Carolina. I am definitely a New Yorker.
Well, it's just funny to me because I guess like I'm talking specifically like college life. I went to school up north, so most of my like adult friends that I've met through adult life and had adult relationships with, most of them are up north. And my roommate Louise, she went to school here. She went to college of Charleston, and most of her like adult
I didn't
friends.
know that.
Yeah, she did.
School.
She went. She played on the golf team.
Oh.
And so anyway, she has all these friends that were on the golf team that are like really like born and raised in the South, and all of them are getting married now or are already married. And
Right.
all of my friends that I went to college with that I met through my adult life, everyone's still just like doing their own thing,
Single, yeah.
like, trying to make their own mixtape, you know. Like,
Oh my God, that's funny.
it's
It's
just
true.
it's so funny how different the culture is.
I know. It's true, because a lot of people, it's now that Trevor and I, my boyfriend, have been together for 3 years. We're going on 4. It'll be 4 in May. Literally, we can't go anywhere without people asking, why aren't you married yet? Why aren't you married yet? Why don't you guys have a ring? Like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, this is not normal.
Because that's what you do in the South.
For me, it's not normal to be married this young. And
Yeah.
he's been from all over the place, but he's been mostly raised in the South. I don't think he would consider himself a Southerner, but his dad was in the military, so they moved a lot, and they moved back and forth between Connecticut and Georgia. So he spent half his life in both states. So I don't think he would really consider himself a Southerner, but he's been in the South long enough to know like the differences in the culture. And it's just weird to me because neither one of us are in a rush to get married. Like, we love each other and we want to be married, but I'm like,
But
I'm
that's
25.
just what people do here.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm 25. I don't even, like, I still need to figure out how to do my taxes correctly.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be married yet. I'm not ready.
Yeah. No, it's funny. And even like dating here too, it's like up north is so different than dating here.
I actually read a really interesting article this morning, actually. It was, I have like some issues with it, but I can like mention what that is. But it was basically saying how millennials have created what they call an undating culture. And I was like, okay, first of all, my issue with it was like, you can't blame an entire generation for this, because technically quote unquote, I'm not a millennial because I was born like right on the cusp of the age gap where they like, you know, sort you into a different group or whatever. So I'm quote unquote not a millennial, will get blamed for all of this stuff. And I was saying, like, you know, the term talking to someone instead of dating, or, you know, meeting through hookup apps and all that kind of stuff basically creates such a casual dating exterior that it's almost like you can't fit the formal dating criteria or description. So it was saying that like the way that we have created our dating habits through our generation has kind of killed dating. And I was like, I can see that. Like, they're not wrong in that respect.
Valid point.
I don't think you can necessarily blame one generation for that. But like, you know, saying, oh, we're just talking, or you know, we went out instead of saying like, oh, we're dating or we're together.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. You don't, like, I think people our age and people in our generation are too scared to define relationships, and because we're too scared to do that, you're creating this culture where you're never dating anyone.
Yeah.
You're just talking. And it's like, unless you formally become boyfriend and girlfriend, you're completely open.
I guess that makes sense.
Which is confusing for a lot of people, because if you think, oh, I'm dating this person, but you don't put a label on it, and the other person is like, we're not dating,
yeah,
then it creates all these problems. And you hear stories constantly about girls like, oh, I thought that like we were together, and like now he's talking to other girls. I'm like, but did you define the relationship?
Yeah.
Did you ever ask him? Did you talk about it? Did you communicate? And if people aren't doing that nowadays, or at least not as much as they used to.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the article was talking about, is just how like those habits are killing the dating culture.
Yeah, that's interesting too, because I'm someone who's been like single for quite some time. I haven't formally dated someone in a little while. And I've like casually dated here and there, but like, you know, formally, it's been a little while. So I was talking to my friend who just started dating this girl, and he called her his girlfriend the other day, and I was like, oh, did you guys like make it official?
When did you become official?
And he was like, oh, well, I mean, I consider it to be official. Like, I haven't slept at my house in like a month, so like.
Did you talk to her? Does she know that?
I'm like, all right, I guess, you know, whatever works for you, man.
Yeah, I think that there's nothing wrong with putting down straightforward terms and saying like, people are so scared of that, because
yeah, that's the thing too.
A lot of people, and I'm not going to say it's like, you know, specific to one gender, because guys and girls both do this. But if someone approaches you and says like, hey, I feel this way about you and I want us to be official, or I want us to be casual, the other person, you know, has every freedom and every right to reject it. And so people are so scared of that they never have those conversations. But you kind of need to, because otherwise like you're creating your own problems. Yeah. And they blame the other person.
My last formal boyfriend, when we went exclusive, we were like, had been on a couple dates. We had hung out a few times, and then he sat me down and he said, hey, I like you, I really like you, and I don't really want you to see other people, so I think we should be exclusive. And I was just like, done, sure, like I would love that. Why can't everyone just do that? Like,
yeah, and I also think that people need to also, when you have a conversation with somebody about that, whether it's a guy or a girl approaching the conversation, you have to ask the other person, okay, I want us to be exclusive, what does exclusive mean to you?
Yes,
because if you say, hey, I want this, and the other person agrees, but what they think this is one thing, and it's not what you're thinking in your head, then, you know, who's to blame for that? Because did you talk about it?
It's true.
It's like you have to take some responsibility and actually communicate. But that's kind of what I really love about Trevor is a little bit old school, which I appreciate, because I kind of am too, like deep down. He actually asked my parents if it was okay for him to date me.
He's so cute.
As a modern day feminist, keep my feminist DC t-shirt that I'm wearing right now, you know, I don't necessarily need him to do that, because it's not like.
Here's a fork for you.
Thank you.
Should you choose to use it.
Thanks. You know, as a modern day feminist, I don't need someone to ask my family if it's okay. But I think that it's really sweet that he cares enough.
It's very respectful.
It's respectful. I mean, whether or not that's, you know, necessary isn't the point. The point is that he cares about my family, he cares about me, and he wants them to know I have your daughter in good hands. Yeah. I'm not gonna hurt her. She's a good person. I'm a good person. You know, you can trust me with your daughter. And I think that that's fair. I mean, you don't have to do it in like a really archaic way if you don't want to.
Because I feel like where Trevor's coming from is less like, I need permission from our parents because that's like what's been done, and more like I want them to know my intentions. Right.
And I didn't ask him to do that either. He did that on his own. So it's not like, you know, that was a term that he needed, you know, a green light from me for. And I know eventually when we get married, he'll ask my parents before he proposes too, because we already talked about that. I think he wants to do that. So
he's so cute.
I love him.
You guys, I think Trevor's been on my channel, but we're gonna have to have him in like a sit-down video. I think Trevor would crush it.
I think he likes to do the. He likes to be in front of the camera.
He's so funny. I love him.
He is funny.
Trevor is amazing.
Can I tell you what he did for Valentine's Day?
Please tell me what he did for
Valentine's Day kind of got ruined like by our jobs, because he worked a day shift, so he had to go to work before I was really fully awake, and I had to work a night shift, so by the time I got home he was already asleep. and he knew that was gonna happen because our schedules didn't really match. And so what he did is he got off work, came home. I'm at work the whole time because I went to work at 3 o'clock. So I'm already at my job. He went to work, came home, got a shower, and then showed up at my job with 2 flowers. And he got me a little, it's so simple, like it wasn't a big deal. We didn't need a big deal, but he brought me flowers, and he brought me a little Starbucks, and on the side in the cup, he wrote love of my life. And I'm like, oh my God, so cute. And he gave me the one rose, and he said, this is for Valentine's Day. And then he gave me the other one. He said, this is just because. And I was like, oh my God, you're so sweet. And it was like at my job. So I was like all cute and embarrassed, and it was adorable. And I got a little teary eyed because I love him so much. And the love of my life thing on the cup is a double meaning because obviously he loves me and I'm the love of his life. But it's also from the Queen song, Love of My Life, because we're obsessed with Bohemian Rhapsody and can't stop watching that movie. And we sing that song to each other all the time. So he wrote that and he put it in quotes. And I was like, this is for Queen, isn't it? And he was like, yeah.
I love him. I love you two together.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely my partner. I'm not getting rid of him anytime soon.
I love him, and then I love you, and then just the two of you together is just like so much love combined.
Put them together, it just makes sense.
Oh my gosh. Well, my Valentine's Day, this is a great topic since we're talking about romance and love, and since yesterday was Valentine's Day, I ended up going and having a little Galentine's Day with my gal friends.
I love a Galentine's.
It was so fun. I got them boxes of chocolates. I got them roses.
Oh my God, you're such a good gal.
We went and we got like drinks and little appetizers. It was a lot of fun. It was a really great way to, and I even had a couple of my friends who were in relationships, but like my one friend, she and her boyfriend, they did their Valentine's Day thing the day before because he had to work. So she was like, hey, I'm not doing anything. Like, I'll come out with you guys. So it was really fun. It was a great little bonding session.
I love stuff like that. I feel like, we need to encourage that as like women, is to just do stuff like that because, you know, every once in a while I hear about like people like, oh, I'm going on a girls trip and it's like my first time, you know, going on a vacation with just my girlfriends and stuff, and I'm like, that should be something you do like once a year.
I know.
Like that is so important, I think, for female friendships and just in general for your own mental health to just have like a nice girls weekend, like away from your husband or kids or whatever. And my mom and her best friend have been best friends for 30 something years. And they recently had like a girls weekend because their birthdays are 2 days apart, and her birthday was last month. So her friend flew from New York to my mom's house, and guess what they did for their girls weekend? For their birthdays, they went to see Cher in concert.
I love your mother so much.
My mom is so funny. So they went, they got really drunk and went and saw Cher, and my mom said it was great and that she was like just as cool as she was in the 70s, and it was hilarious because they're just really sweet ladies. Their friendship is inspiring to me, and I tell them that all the time. I'm like, I really hope I have friends like this. I want a friend that I've had for 30 years.
Well, if it's any consolation, I plan on being in your life for a very, very long time.
Well, I'm not going anywhere. You might need to put subtitles on that because you couldn't hear me with my mouth.
You guys, so Lauren and I this month are celebrating our 1 year friendship anniversary, and I could not be more excited.
We are so cute.
I keep telling all of my friends at work that we're celebrating our 1 year friendship anniversary, and they keep making fun of me. They're like, oh my God, you're so extra. Like,
no,
you don't
I don't care if it's extra.
Understand.
No, listen, whether it's extra or not, I am equally as extra, so you are accepted in my eyes. But
we are going out to dinner. I have a big surprise planned, so I can't.
I love surprises.
I can't give any details, but just like get ready to have your socks knocked off.
I'm very excited. I love surprises. Like, I hate when people try and tell me stuff or plan stuff with me ahead of time.
Like, I don't want to know.
I don't want to know.
Put me in a
blindfold if you have to.
Blindfold me, yeah.
Bird box that thing right now. I don't care.
But anyway, maybe I'll vlog it a little bit so you guys can see, because I want your face.
My genuine reaction?
Yeah, I want your reaction recorded on film forever and ever. This is so good.
I'm not even halfway done and I'm already super full.
I'm so full. I'm just like, I've given up on the sandwich and I'm just going for the fries now.
Yeah, I think I might need a break for a second. I need to digest.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good though.
Alright. What other tea do we have to spill?
Didn't you have tea for me?
I'm trying to think. There's always like stuff going on, but like what can I talk about?
On camera.
Alright, well, since we need to digest, why don't we wrap up here
Okay.
and say goodbye to the camera,
Bye, camera.
and then I can spill my off-camera tea.
Okay.
Alright guys, thank you for eating with us. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed it so it was worth me breaking my 66-day shred thing that I've been doing. If you guys did like this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up to let me know. I will link all of Lauren's social media in the description down below, so feel free to go and check her out. As usual, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a magical day. Bye.